All right, I'm back, YouTube. And just real quick, I want to discuss to you guys about what earnings per share is and why I feel like it's really important when making your stock decision. Just to look at it and make sure that you know that you're choosing something that you feel comfortable investing into. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a brief explanation of what earnings per share is, and I guess you can, if you can already tell, is basically earnings per share. So it's not it's technically what your consumer or somebody who purchases a stock investor is making per that share. Okay, so but it's not really. I wouldn't say it's just an estimate. Okay, so it's based upon the company's net income and it's divided by the outstanding shares that that company has. Okay, and that's how they get the earnings per share. So you want to go with a company that has a higher ESP number than somebody that has a lower one, okay? Because that means that they usually have more profitability, they have higher revenue, they're a more profitable company as well, and just all, they're just more stable than another company that has smaller earnings per share. So that's EPS, okay? So when you go into like when I usually do, I usually go into basically the Yahoo Finance, and I look at it under, I believe we're gonna take a look at it now, but it's under one of these income sections, I believe. So, but we are gonna look at it, and I'm gonna show you guys where you can find it as well. But it is better to look at a company that does have a higher earnings per share, and some companies do have a negative earnings per share as well. So be worried about that. I am gonna show you guys basically two companies, one with a negative earnings per share and one with a pretty high earnings per share, maybe not too high, but I always go with something that's I would go with something that's above one, so something like 1.5 or something like that, or 2. Okay, so that's what I would go with. Yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. Hey guys, so now we are on Yahoo Finance, and we're looking at the Halliburton company. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how I actually got there. Before that, so I just type it up at the top right here, the search, and I just typed in Halliburton and the company, or you can even type in the ticker for the stock. It doesn't really matter. I just type in Halliburton, and comes up immediately. So what you're looking at is that stock, basically the summary of it and their portfolio, and as well as their current price too. All right, so we're gonna scroll down, and just real quick, I'm gonna just show you guys where you can find the EPS. So you see it in the summary tab of this portfolio, and you go down and you see it right here, which is right under PE ratio, and it's EPS, right? And you see that it's a negative 1.29. So like I did tell you guys, there is company stocks that they do have a negative earnings per share, so they're not really bringing in as much in terms of revenue, and they're not a stable company if you go by that metric. So you always want to be kind of on alert when you're investing into companies like that. So that is one that does have a negative EPS, and we did discuss what an EPS is. So it's earnings per share. And yeah, it's just basically when you have a company that has a higher earnings per share, it just means they're more reliable, more stable. They just have better, they just have more income coming in, or they should. And you see one that's negative, that usually ones that people tend to stay away from. So that is it right there. And I think that would definitely help you guys when making your decision on stocks. I do own about 4 of these, just because I got them at a cheap price. They're even, I mean, I got them more than $7.58, but I just feel like Halliburton, it's a good company. Like it's been around for a long time. They're just going through a lot with the oil crisis and all of that. But I do own them, and I know they can get up to a good high for me. So I know they can get up to maybe 19. Because that's when I first bought them, but then that dollar cost average into $8. So I know they can get back up to 19, because I definitely feel that. So now we're gonna look at something that has a better EPS. So let's see. Maybe I think Microsoft probably has a good one. Most companies have a better one than that. All right, so as you can see, we're on Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. And Microsoft is also one of my favorite stocks, as well as company. I just like their stability. I just like their whole thing they're doing with, I think they have the cloud computing Azure, if I'm sure. So they're dealing with a lot of cloud So, they're trying to, kind of stay on top of their game. So I really like their company. They're just very stable in my eye. So as you can see, we're looking at their EPS right there. And that TTM means trailing total months. So it's like the past 12 months, obviously. So that's how they get that ratio right there. So there's this 5.74, which is really nice, and it's probably one of the highest that you will probably see. Earnings per shares don't really go up that high, I believe. I haven't seen anything maybe too high, but this is definitely one of the highest that I've seen. And as you can see, I always like to go with one that's like maybe around one and above. 5.74 is definitely, it shows you how stable the company is, how much revenue they're bringing in for their shareholders, and you just see their growth potential as well. And it's just something that you and me as an investor would definitely be more comfortable with investing into. Okay, so when you see something like that, you just know that they're a good company, and they should continue to grow, hopefully. So that would always gives you kind of a better decision making. So with the earnings per share, I just wanted to show you guys real quick, and just so you guys can know exactly what it is and how to go by choosing your stocks that you want to invest into. I hope this helped you guys so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment or anything. And please like, comment, and subscribe to me, and turn on the notifications so you can get every single thing I am making, because this is just only to inform you guys when you're choosing your stocks. I don't want you to be out there blind. We're gonna get into more and more stuff, guys. All right, thank you guys so much, and you guys have a nice night. Yep.